Much a game that is going to happen in the next 40 minutes from now, and the interim manager of Manchester United, who goes by the name of Ralf Rangnick, has really come out and put out that lineup that he thinks is really going to come up and give Watford a thorough beating there for you. Watford is a team that is having one of the worst forms into the Premier League, and it will be a miracle if at all they are not relegated out of the Premier League this season. In there, welcome to Manchester United Matters channel. I go by the names of Rokan David, aka RD to this channel. If you're watching for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And as you see that title, Maguire and Sancho have been dropped in there. And when you look at the lineup of Manchester United, it's really surprising. And very many people have been caught offside onto this because we never saw these changes come through into the lineup of Manchester United in there. But for starters, this is a game that Manchester United has to go in and win, like it or not. It's a do or die because it's no longer into our hands to be or to finish into the top four. It's now in Chelsea and Arsenal's hands. If at all they win all their games, United is really going to be out. You get? It's no longer into the hands of Manchester United. The favor has to be done by Arsenal in there or Chelsea, dropping some points in there for you. And there is a positive into this because a team which goes by the names of Chelsea, its players are not into the right state of mind, as said by its manager, who goes by the names of Thomas Tuchel. He has come out and said that Chelsea players aren't into the right mood because they feel like the war between Russia and Ukraine has really touched their minds, because it's rumored that Abramovich is going to be forced by the British government to leave a team which goes by names of Chelsea, and that team is going to be it's going to be sold to another person in there. So that has really brought a lot of unsettlement into the camp of a team which goes by the name of Chelsea, as they prepare to play against a side which goes by the name of Liverpool into the Carabao Cup finale tomorrow in there. But all in all, that's it into the news in there. But this is the Manchester United Matters channel. Maguire on the bench, Rashford onto the bench, Diego Dello onto the bench, Luke Shaw onto the bench. Those are players that are onto the bench of Manchester United that really caught me by surprise, because I really felt like it was hard for Maguire to be dropped. Sure, I had the feeling that Taylor is going to come in there, but Sancho has really caught my eye. How come Sancho has been dropped in there for you? But I really feel like he has played lots of games for Manchester United and he needs a rest, because when you look at all the previous games we've been playing, I don't remember Sancho not starting any single game of Manchester United. All of those games that we've been playing, Sancho has been playing in there for you. So, and he has been playing close to 80 minutes in there, and most of the games has been playing 90 minutes. So they were not taking him off the bench. So that really shows you that he really had to be dropped in there for rest. For that, it's understood in there. But for a player who goes by the names of Harry Maguire, it's something that I really feel like it's something that it was called for. And this is why I really feel like Rangnick is really a very different manager altogether from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, however much Harry Maguire cost us games, he never really benched him. You get? Harry Maguire costed us a goal in the game of Atletico Madrid because of his poor and shambolic defending in there. And you have no way of dropping a player, one of the best players or central defenders of Manchester United, who goes by the names of Lindelof, to create space for Harry Maguire, who is a victim. You get? He's a culprit. You get? He's a suspect. Each and every time you put him to your defense of your team, he's a suspect. He's a suspect. That is Harry Maguire in there for you. And I'm so much happy to see that he has been dropped in there. And this is when I call for people like Eric Bay to really come up and match up their form in there. Because I really believe that if at all Eric Bay comes back and plays fully fit, the Rangnick I know will say that, all right, Eric Bay will be even onto the bench and Harry Maguire won't be onto the bench. Because this is very good for Manchester United. Harry Maguire needs to go on and surrender that armband to either Ronaldo or Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United or David De Gea in there. Sorry, it cannot be David De Gea, because Rangnick came out and said there is no way he can use a goalkeeper to be a captain, because a goalkeeper cannot intervene into the ongoing the ongoing chaos onto the pitch, because sometimes a captain needs to come out and approach the referee, and the goalkeeper that cannot run out of his goal to come in and intervene to the issues of happening the further side of the pitch in there. So he came out and said the reason as to why he really feels like it's supposed to be an on-field player, it's because of that in there. So I really feel like Harry Maguire should focus on his game and leave the captains of Manchester United, and he should know that the more he sticks on to being the captain of Manchester United, the more he's going to lose his position to the starting lineup of Manchester United, because this is written all over. It's like an open book. Harry Maguire is the 5th placed centre back at Manchester United. I tell you this, on his form compared to other Manchester United players like Varane, Lindelof, Eric Bay, and even Phil Jones, he's nowhere near those. He's nowhere near those. These are facts based on statistics, and when you look at the very many goals we've considered at Manchester United, the culprit is Harry Maguire, and we can come out and really single this out, that Harry Maguire is the root cause of all these goals United has gone ahead to concede in there. Most of them, he has been the culprit in there. Even the sacking of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it was characterized, or it was quickened up by Harry Maguire getting a red card in the game of Watford. Stupid like that, because he controlled the ball poorly and he gave out a chance. And guess what happened? It was a goal. It was a red card for him, and United was 2-1, and United was all over Watford. And guess what happened? He gets a red card, United concedes more, 2, and it ends for 1. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked. You get? So I really believe that Rangnick has really shown us some balls today, that he really has control over this team in there by giving us a partnership that we feel like we deserve. Even that of Alex Telles, it's something commanding in there according to me, because this is a commanding change. It's a change of alerting Luke Shaw that, oh my, you are losing your grip at Manchester United. You should get us more, or you should be performing better in there, but you aren't really improving onto the level we expect you to be, Mr. Luke Shaw in there. That's why Alex Telles has coming through. And when you look at the statistics this season, Alex Telles is far much a better defender than Luke Shaw. That is worrying, because most people used to say that Alex Telles is good going forward, but suspect while defending in there. Do you remember all that? But things have turned around. Things have turned around. And it's now the opposite. It's the opposite. Luke Shaw, going forward, is far much better in there. But this is another statistic that Luke Shaw has more assists in there, but he has brought in the same number of crosses in there, and the accuracy is almost the same. And the problem is, Alex Telles, whenever he delivers those balls, they are not converted into the back of the net of the opponent. That's the only difference. But Alex Telles, going forward, is also good. So when you look at the form of Alex Telles, there is no way Luke Shaw starts ahead of him. No way, no way, no way. And most people really thought that, I think Luke Shaw needs to be put out. He needs to be put out to rediscover himself, to rediscover his lost foot, because I really believe that these players, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, strained them a lot that season of 2020-2021. And after that, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw went for the Euros. And when we went for the Euros, you know what happened? They played up to the final. And when they played up to the final, they rested close to, because the final was played on 11th July, I remember very well. Then they came back after like a month. And then they started the Premier League immediately, because I remember the Premier League started on the, was it 15th in there? Yeah, 12th, 13th in there, between 12th and 15th August. You get? That means they only got a rest of 1 month. I think they were just 3 weeks, then they reported back to duty. So you know how much tired these players are. They are tired in there, but they cannot really come out and say this. But it takes an understanding manager and a footballing manager who goes by the names of Ralf Rangnick to know that these players are really tired. They shouldn't be playing game in, game out, and they should be really put to a rest in there, as it has been done today in there. So I really believe that Luke Shaw deserves a rest, because this is the rest that is really going to get him to the level where he thinks he's supposed to be. He played a lot of football, and he has to be reserved a lot, because in the summer, United will go for a pre-season, and after a pre-season, United will come in and play close to 2 months of football in there. After playing 2 months of football, these players will be released to go for international duty, because the World Cup this time round is happening in November. So when the World Cup is happening in November, you know that it's going to be a fully packed action year. That means after the World Cup, lots of games are really going to be played. You get, because the World Cup is ending towards Christmas, that is the 18th of December. So that means those players are really going to return. And after returning, the season is really going to start off like a week or 2 weeks after the World Cup in there. That means 1st January, it's going to kickstart in there. That means a lot of football in there. So if at all you don't really rest your players enough, they'll come out of the World Cup when they cannot really come and really help you into January in there. So I really feel like this is something that Rangnick is really chasing after, and he wants really to get these players back to the group in there. One of my disappointments is a player who goes by the names of Diego Dello, because when you look at that lineup on the screen, Diego Dello is nowhere to be seen. He's nowhere to be seen. He's nowhere to be seen. And I'm asking myself, what has Diego Dalot done that has really put him out of the team? Because he never played in the game of Leeds. That is, Aaron Wan-Bissaka returned and played 90 minutes. In the game of Atletico Madrid, even when they were taking off Victor Lindelof because he had a yellow card, who played into the right back, they never brought on a player who goes by names of Diego Dello, who is good going forward. They brought on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Even in this game, they've brought Aaron Wan-Bissaka to start. I'm asking myself, is it that in training Aaron Wan-Bissaka is looking better? If so, does he deserve to be starting almost 2 of these games? You get? Because even in the game of Leeds, I think he was not that player that you can really come out and say, oh, he really played well. I don't really believe Aaron Wan-Bissaka played well, that he put up a performance that could displace Diego Dello. I really believe that Diego Dello deserves his position back, because he has played better ever since Michael Carrick gave him a place into that game of Arsenal that United won 3-2. Diego Dello has not been a disgrace. He has not been a disappointment. He has really played very well and represented United to the levels that we expect them to be in there. So to me, I really feel like Diego Dello deserves to be to this team. You get? But I don't know why Aaron Wan-Bissaka again is into this team. So that's something else that we are going to discuss after the game, because this game is going to show us the reason as to why Diego Dello has not yet started. Then Nemanja Matic coming to the starting lineup really gives us a very good balance of play in there, because I really believe that Manchester United really deserves a CDM in there, and the CDM in the names of Nemanja Matic is really going to be great. And when you look at him playing to that double midfield pivot, because I really believe that United is going to play a 4-2-3-1 system, that means Paul Ebile Pogba and Bruno Fernandes are really going to have lots of spaces to go on and exercise their stuff and their skill in there, because they will know that we are having 2 players who are really sitting back to give us a very good protection and to cover our back 4 in there. So Rangnick has come out and said on his changes, it's our 3rd game in 6 days. We only came back very late Thursday night. It was about fresh people, fresh energy, fresh legs, and also a little bit due to things we need tactically against them in there. That's what Rangnick has really come out and said about United's changes that they've made into this game of Watford in there for you. But remember, Bruno Fernandes, this is the game that he really got himself the first goal of Manchester United. And remember, it was a penalty when he was brought down in there after Anton Martial released him in there, and he was brought down. After being brought down, he really got a penalty and really put that penalty into the back of the net in there. And remember, Bruno Fernandes, he's one of those players of Manchester United that has really come on and really scored into the previous games. Remember, in the game of Brighton, he scored. In the game of Aston Villa, he scored a brace. In the game of Leeds, he scored 2. So he has been on the score sheet of Manchester United. If not onto the score sheet, he has always been on to what we call the assists in there. And in the Champions League, he has close to 7 assists in there. That is Bruno Fernandes Borges in there, the Portuguese egg that came in from Portugal, and since then he is making things move in there at Manchester United. That is a man who goes by the names of Bruno Fernandes. When you look at Watford, they're having the ex-Manchester United goalkeeper in goal who goes by the names of Ben Foster. They're having Ngakia as a right back. Kafekat is playing as a central defender with Samir in there. H. Kamara is playing as a left full back for this team. Tom Cleverley, another OB of Manchester United, into a 3-man midfield with Lawuza and Sissoko in there. Those are the 3. And they're having a 3-man attack of Ismail Sarr. They're having Josh King and Bonaventure in there. That is the 3-man attack of a team which goes by names of Watford. On bench, they're having William Trost Ekong, João Pedro, Adam Massina, Ken Sema, Daniel Bachaman. They're having Christian Kabasele, Cucho Hernandez, Joru Cucho, and Edu Kayembe in there, as Roy Hodgson is their manager and Ralf Rangnick is the interim manager for Manchester United in there. So that is how Watford is standing in there, and this is a very crucial game because United needs to go ahead and win its game in there, because they're going to be 3 games ahead of Arsenal, and if United wins today, they're really going to be at 49 points in there for you, just at 1 point behind a team which goes by names of Chelsea, and United would have played 2 more games than a team which goes by names of Chelsea in there. And when you look at a team which goes by names of Arsenal, they are not going to play any Premier League game today. The reason being, they will be the team they're supposed to be playing, Liverpool, is going to be playing a side which goes by the names of Chelsea tomorrow into the Carabao Cup, and Arsenal will return to action after another week. That's going to be on the 6th of March, and they're going to play a team which goes by names of Watford that United is playing today, and on that day United will be playing Man City in there. So that is a team which goes by names of Arsenal in there for you. When you look at Chelsea, their game with Leicester City has been postponed. You know the reason. They are also playing into the Carabao Cup semi-final, and they are really going to go on Wednesday and play into the league, into the FA Cup 5th round against Luton Town. Then later they'll go away at Burnley in there. That is on the 5th of March in there. So we wait and see what is really going to happen into that game of football in there, because it's now looking like it's a race of 2 positions. 3rd and 4th are not yet safe, and that's why you had people like Martin Keown. Is it Martin Keown? Who was he? There is an Arsenal legend who came out and told Arsenal that don't chase for the 4th position, chase for the 3rd, because it's a variable. When you look at the Premier League table, if Arsenal goes ahead to win all its games, if Arsenal wins its 1 game, there will be 2 points behind a team which goes by the names of Chelsea in there. And remember, one of the games Arsenal has in hand, they have that game against a side which goes by the names of Arsenal in there. So that's going to be like a finale into that game when it's going to be played in there. We don't know when those games are really going to be rescheduled in there, but Arsenal has now 3 games in hand. But one of those, they're playing Tottenham, they're playing Chelsea, and they're playing Liverpool. Those are the 3 games Arsenal have in hand. And you never know, as things stand, if Arsenal doesn't really tighten its belts well when they're playing these teams, they might lose out other points in there, or they can even win them because Arsenal looks to be in fine form. But I don't feel like they really have a very good centre forward who's really going to see them out of these games. I really believe that if they are to win, the clearest game they can win is that of Tottenham Hotspur. I know they can beat Tottenham Hotspur hands down, but those 2 games they have in hand of Chelsea and Liverpool, I don't see them winning there for you. And the fixture of Manchester United too looks tricky, because this is the game that we are really going to play in there. And after that game, Manchester United is playing Man City, then Tottenham, then Liverpool. You see that fixture? Our next 3 fixtures in there. United is playing Man City, we are hosting Tottenham Hotspur, and we are playing away at Liverpool. So I really believe that these are the fixtures that we're going to turn around this season in. Then I really believe that United, having played 26 games, it's left with just 12 games in there for you. And if at all United can go ahead and win and get 8 wins out of those, I really believe that will get also that top 4 position in there, because 24 will be at 70, and having at 70 points, there is no way you see United not really getting that point. And I really believe that Man United is going to get a result on either of those games, Man City and Liverpool. So I really believe that United will either lose to Liverpool or win at City, or lose at City and win at Liverpool. And I really believe that United is really going to have a very big hand on who is really going to be winning this trophy, because if at all Liverpool or Man City drops a point, if at all Man City drops a point at Manchester United and a team which goes by the name of Liverpool wins in their other game, that means Liverpool would have reduced that gap to 1 point. And if at all it goes vice versa, then Man City would have extended its lead to 5 points from 3 to 5 in there. So all in all, it's really going to be a very good game in there that most of you would love to watch, and I also want to watch it. Let's wait and see what comes into this game, and we're really going to be reporting live here onto the Manchester United Matters channel as soon as that game of Manchester United versus Watford is done, and we're really going to be reacting to the results in here, and we pray to it that Manchester United really gets itself this win as really expected. Thank you guys for watching. Again, smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. May the Almighty Lord bless you more and more and more.